Hey guys, it's Glenn from the Functional Movement Club, and today we're just going to go through our pulling warm-up. So, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a foam roller. We're just going to go through some thoracic extension after we do a bit of like a release through that mid-back. So we're just going to roll up and down 3 to 5 times, just from sort of the bottom of the ribs up to like the base of the neck. Then from there, we're just going to go down to the bottom of the ribs. We're going to arch that head back. We're going to keep those ribs tucked under. We're just going to start to create a little bit of movement through our thoracic spine or our mid-back. We're going to do 5 sweeps at the bottom. We're going to do 5 sweeps at the middle. It's not uncommon for you to feel or hear a couple little cracks or pops as that back starts to loosen up. So after we've done those, then we're just going to go into some thoracic rotations. So laying down the floor, we're just going to start off with the hands out in front, knees tucked up just above the hips to help block off that lower back and make sure that we're isolating that movement through our thoracic spine. And we're just going to reach up and back, up, forwards, up, back. And we're going to do 10 of those on each side. So each time we want to be trying to get that back shoulder down towards the floor, really reaching back as much as possible to get that mid-back or thoracic spine just rotating. So again, from the back, it'll look like this. Always trying to keep sort of that shoulder, keep the knees together, but also trying to get that shoulder back down onto the ground. Good. Then we're going to grab our ball. We're just going to release off the back of the shoulders. So from there, we're just going to put the ball in, back of the armpit. That's where sort of majority of your tightness through your rotator cuff will come from. And then from there, we're just going to add in a little bit of rotation. So if the movement's too much for you to begin with, you can just start off by putting it in there for 30 seconds. And then once it dies off, we can release it. But eventually, we want to be adding in just a little bit of movement through there, just so we're teaching the muscles that it's all right for them to lengthen and to contract, and that it's not going to cause us any pain or discomfort. So again, spending about a minute in here. You don't want to be spending too long, anything more than that, so that you're just wasting your time. Majority of the benefits or the relief that you will feel will actually just come from those first few minutes of movement. Good, making sure we're just hitting all those spots in the back of the shoulder. Sweet. Then we'll do other side. So flipping over onto the other side, we're just going to pop the ball back of the shoulder again. If you like, you can just hold for 30 seconds, and then we're just going to start generating a little bit of internal and external rotation through that shoulder. So whenever you're doing any of your pulling movements, any of your pull-ups, stuff like that, majority deadlifts are another good example. Majority of the time you're going to get really tight through the back of this shoulder, and that's what's going to cause us that little bit of pain or discomfort up through the top, or like a pinching sensation when you're working overhead. So making sure we're hitting all those spots. As we've previously mentioned, it's predominantly sort of those like infraspinatus and teres minor muscle groups that we want to be targeting. So you can check out, do a Google search on those, figure out where they run. But basically they run from sort of like the bottom of your shoulder blade right into the back of your armpit. So guys, after we've loosened up the back of the shoulders and the mid-back, then we're just going to start adding in some movement through there. So what we want to do is we just want to do some nice big arm circles. So sweeping the arms forward, just starting off reasonably small or wherever you feel comfortable, and then gradually starting to wind them up, increase that range of motion. We're just going to do 10 forwards. Then once we've done that, we're going to go 10 back. So just start off nice and small, start opening up as you get a bit more movement in through there. And this is really just flushing the joints and the upper arms with a little bit of blood. Then we're going to go into just some German swings. So we're just going to swing one hand up in front of us to the armpit, the other hand's going to go behind. And so that's just going to look like that. We can start off just getting used to the motion. As it feels comfortable, then we can start speeding it up. We can even start adding in a little bit of thoracic rotation with it as well. So we're just going to try and do 10 on each arm, or just until you start to feel that blood rush into the back of the shoulders. So once we've gotten the blood flow into the shoulders, then we're just going to go into activating a few of those muscles. So we're just going to start off with some face pulls. To start off with a band, doesn't have to be anything too hectic. We're just going to start off shoulder height. We're going to be pulling that band back in towards our face. And we just want to make sure that when we're doing it, we're not scrunching up those shoulders, we're keeping them relatively relaxed, almost squeezing down through your lats, and just warming up the back of the shoulder. Then once we've done 10 of those, then we can go into just some tricep extensions. So same position, we're just going to be bending the elbows, we're going to be straightening them, and we're going to do 10 here. So now we're just starting to wake up those lats, those triceps, start getting them ready for some pulling. Perfect. Then we're going to start adding in a little bit of weight. So we're going to go into our bent over row. With this one, we're just going to start with the dumbbell or kettlebell just underneath the shoulder. Then from there, we're just going to be pulling in towards that back pocket. So come up. We're going to do 10 of those. So now we should really be able to isolate those lats, those triceps, getting the core engaged, making sure that we're switching on those right muscles right before we go into any of our pulling. And we'll go to the other side. And with these ones, a couple of things to focus in on. Again, we want to make sure that we're pulling back down into that hip. We don't want to be hoiking the shoulder up or feeling like we're getting too much of this through our upper traps. Head stays nice and relaxed, keeping that distance between our shoulder and our ear as great as possible, or keeping them as far away from each other as possible. Then finally, we're going to go into just some scapular activation or some scapular movements. So then we're going to jump onto our pull-up bar. We're just going to go into a comfortable grip for you, and then we're going to let the shoulders drop down. We're just going to pull up through the scapula and down, up, down, up, down. So when we do this, we want to be trying to maintain that elbow lock. So all the movement is coming from our shoulder blades, and we want to be sort of sinking down, letting those shoulders drop as close to the ears as possible, and then pulling the shoulders as far away from the ears as possible. So we're just going to do 10 of those. Then we're going to go into some circles. So from there, then we're just going to roll forwards, back through those shoulders. So again, making all the movement come from the shoulder girdle. We want to be keeping the core engaged. And we're just going to roll 10 forwards. Then we're going to roll 10 back. So if this is a challenge for you, you can do it with a little bit of bands, or you can do it on a box, just to help take a bit of the stress out of those shoulders so that you don't need so much strength, that you can just focus on some quality movement.